Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Lab Rats Entertainment Podcast. My name is Ezra, and I'm joined by Sawyer, and not Ahmad. Ahmad couldn't be here today. So the two of us have to carry an episode just like Jim Carrey has to carry the Sonic movie. So how many times can I say carry in a single sentence? No one will know. Today is going to be kind of weird just because it's the two of us. So I think we both just have a news story, and then we have kind of a quote-unquote larger topic. We're just going to briefly go over this topic, and then we'll do a more sort of formal topic later when Ahmad can be here and all of that good stuff. So without further ado, Sawyer, a new trailer came out today.
So as of today, which is May 6, 2019, the trailer for Spider-Man Far From Home, the second trailer, came out. I have to say, it showed a lot more than I thought it was going to.
A lot more. I definitely felt like I watched the whole movie after having seen it.
I did to an extent too. I think this is now a tradition with Spider-Man movies to show everything in the trailer.
Yep. I don't disagree with that.
I still think there's maybe some things they've got up their sleeve.
Blanket Endgame spoilers until we finish this out.
The trailer literally has an Endgame spoiler warning before it.
Which is funny because Tom Holland is the one giving it.
Yeah.
So I think the interesting thing about it is that it's running with the idea that Iron Man is dead, and so therefore Peter is the one that was always going to take up the mantle of Iron Man, which I think is interesting because there are other people from Iron Man movies that who conceivably could at least. So part of me wonders if they're going to introduce the female Iron Man character, Ironheart.
They could.
In this movie. Although if they do that, then
the whole daughter thing in Endgame doesn't really matter anymore then if they're doing that.
Well, I don't. Sure, but I don't know if she ever mattered to that mythology, anyways. Like, I don't know if we're gonna see Gwyneth Paltrow and that little girl in this movie. Probably not.
We'll see Happy for sure.
We'll see. I mean, Happy's in the trailer.
Yeah.
So I think.
I don't think Pepper ever met Peter.
She did.
Oh, that's right. She did at the end of Homecoming.
Wait, no.
Was it? Did she? Or
no,
did she
no. So Peter walks away, and then pretty immediately she walks out of the press conference, and it's like, "Where is he?" And they do, and then he proposes.
It's like working on like a new Avenger.
Yeah. So I think the biggest factor is Mysterio being conceivably a good guy.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think they're hiding is he's gonna end up being the bad guy.
I think it's a pretty clear fake out kind of thing. They better not pull a BVS and reveal him as the villain in the trailers. They better not do that because showing Doomsday in a trailer was a mistake.
Yes. I think I definitely saw more than I was expecting to. I was like, oh, they're gonna want to hold off. It's too close to Endgame. They're not gonna show anything, and they showed a lot. We do now at least know what the movie's about.
Yes, which is good.
I think really the only things I could have held back from, I guess, spoilers for the trailer, but it doesn't really make a difference. MJ basically just already figuring out that Peter is Spider-Man in the trailer.
When I saw that, I was like, all right, now I've just seen the entire movie.
Yeah, that was really one of the only things I could have gone without seeing.
Yeah.
Like anything with Mysterio in it, I was fine with.
Yeah, because there's Mysterio. There's mystery in the Mysterio plotline at this point.
I think it's... I thought them starting off with him missing Tony and then kind of trying to fill the void of Iron Man is cool. I think what would be really interesting, it'd be a big departure from the comics.
Yeah.
But I would be open to it, at least in the mythology they've built. Maybe Peter grows into becoming the next Iron Man. They introduce Miles in this movie, and Miles is the next Spider-Man.
You know, I mean, I'd be okay with it. Like, I'm not against that plot line, but I don't see them doing that, considering Miles Morales just had a breakout movie last year, and like I don't know how much investment Marvel wants on the Spider-Man franchise if they don't know how long they can hold him down.
That's
If
true.
you know what I mean? Because like, yeah, Nick Fury's in this movie, and that's great, but I don't know if this MCU deal is gonna hold.
And now that Venom is the biggest opening weekend in October, they're like,
Yeah.
oh, we don't need Marvel anymore. It's like, no,
Yeah.
clearly, based on Venom, you do.
You still need Marvel, yeah. So it's a question. I think the multiverse thing is interesting.
They're gonna start pushing to introduce Kang for the Conqueror,
Oh,
because he's a
is that what it
multiverse
is?
villain. They're
Okay.
gonna start pushing towards introducing Kang.
Kang, and then you could get a multiverse Korg who's actually relatively threatening.
I think
That'd be funny.
They'll start to introduce, because I mean, now that is this technically the final film of Phase 3, or was Endgame the final film of Phase 3? Because they have ended. Because Phase 2 I think ended with Ant-Man
Ant-Man,
and
yeah.
not Age of Ultron.
I think.
And then Ant-Man started to kind of, I mean, it was kind of a standalone thing, but it did start to build on the plots of Phase 3.
I bet they open with some kind of event film at the beginning of next year, and that'll be the start of Phase 4. So
and this is the end of Phase 3.
yeah,
I just don't know how much of an event film they're going to want to go for after having Endgame only a year prior.
well, but they could maybe not an event film, but like they could open with. I don't know, some kind of like.
There's still a shot
Like-
at Black Panther 2.
It could be Black Panther 2. They've had enough time.
Yeah.
They've had enough time to fast track a movie. I mean, they're getting a lot of movies out the door right now.
I've been saying this for weeks, if not months, but as soon as Spider-Man comes out, because it comes out like a week before Comic-Con. Comic-Con
Yeah.
is just going to be the entire slate. It's announced. That's what they did with Phase 3.
Maybe. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe not
I'm
the entire 10-year plan again, but we're going to
Yeah.
get at least until 2025 of a lineup.
Yeah, I think we'll at least get like Spider-Man, and then a week later, the next like 7 movies they're working on.
Yeah. We're gonna get, because if they're stepping it up to 3 a year, we're gonna get several announced, because
Yeah.
they're gonna have to start production and casting on a lot of these, so we're gonna start getting news.
Yeah. Well, and there are a lot of secrets being kept. Like I'm sure, like Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan have already shot a lot of their Disney Plus show
Yeah.
at this point.
Same with Scarlet Witch.
Yeah. So we'll see. It's a question, but I think I'm really interested in what they're. So like you're saying, Kang the Conqueror, but you also have.
Galactus.
You also have Galactus in the pocket. You have the Fox deal, and you have which I think I think I saw on IGN somebody saying that this pretty much blows open the idea of just like using the multiverse to retcon the X-Men into the MCU.
That could work.
Which would be cool. Like it would give them an excuse to not get rid of James McAvoy.
That's true. Because if they did that, would it be the current cast, or what? I still think Dark Phoenix though is going to be in for this cast, because most of this young cast does not care anymore.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just want more Michael Fassbender. That's all
Yeah.
I want.
Yeah.
I want like Michael Fassbender, Benedict Cumberbatch, James McAvoy. I want like those guys to just.
I still think that, looking at what they did with Spider-Man, I still think they're going to reboot X-Men. I mean, Fantastic Four is
Maybe.
guaranteed to reboot. X-Men's the only wild
that
card.
one's yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Yeah, I think it blows open a lot of new possibilities. I think they could do some really interesting things with like Guardians and the multiverse and stuff like
I
that.
think we are almost guaranteed that Silver Surfer is going to pop up soon I don't know if he's gonna pop up
That'd be
in
cool.
a Fantastic Four reboot. If he pops up first in Guardians,
Yeah.
where is he gonna appear?
Yeah,
Or
I
these
do
films.
really want Galactus.
Yeah.
I think Galactus would be a cool storyline.
I think what they end up doing is maybe the next Avengers movie, Kang is the main villain, and that starts teasing Galactus is coming, or kind of like
Oh,
what they
that'd
were
be cool.
trying to do with Justice League of Steppenwolf teasing Darkseid.
Yeah.
Maybe they do that with Kang and Galactus.
Oh, Darkseid, when will I ever get your movie? All right, let's.
Could be cool. There's some cool stuff coming.
Yeah. MCU, still exciting.
Still exciting. Even after the massive conclusion, we still want more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is, that's how franchises work.
Yeah, that's how Disney made their money.
Yeah.
That's how Endgame became the second highest grossing global film and counting.
On track to be Avatar?
I
Maybe?
don't. Is it going to beat it domestically or just globally? Actually, I think it
Probably
already beat
just
it domestically.
globally. I don't know about I don't know the stats about domestically, but it's on track to be Avatar globally.
It did just beat Titanic globally.
Yeah. So, James Cameron, we're coming for you.
Yeah.
He's definitely hurting.
He's sweating. Yeah.
He's definitely really concerned about not being on that top grossing spot.
I'm sure.
So all right, let's move on. So something pretty controversial came out this past week. I said on the podcast, what might drop on tomorrow?
Yeah.
The Sonic trailer. I was right. I didn't make that prediction. There was like a weird leak thing, and there was like a leaked image of Jim Carrey with somebody saying the trailer's gonna drop tomorrow, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna take that as an opportunity. So the Sonic movie trailer drops, and what's one of the first things we hear but Gangsta's Paradise?
Yeah. I have to just go ahead and say, having Gangster's Paradise be the track for this trailer is one of the strangest decisions.
And also hilarious. So when I watched the trailer, I'm a big Sonic geek, and I'll be honest, the trailer's really stupid, and it doesn't look like an actually good movie.
No.
But I was laughing the entire time. I was like, this is so stupid and enjoyable to watch. Jim Carrey's really selling it.
This looks like a movie that would have come out 30 years ago. Or 20 years ago.
This movie looks like it would have come out, it looks like the live action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies.
I was going to say more like the live action Smurfs movies.
That's fair. Yeah.
I was going to say because the Ninja Turtles ones weren't that bad, and at least they focused mostly on the live action component. Well, I guess in terms of it being a realistic world, this doesn't seem like it's doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So
this movie, I still think would have been served better if they just did an all CG movie.
Or at least I think what I want from movie adaptations of video game franchises is just for them to tell a story with us sort of having already established who the character is. So when the Mario movie comes out, I don't want it to be the world's introduction to Mario. I want it to be
the entire world doesn't already know who he is. Yeah.
I want a Mario movie where Bowser kidnaps Peach again, and we already know what's up, and it's just a fun ride.
And Marvel has proven this works. I mean, we already know who Spider-Man is. They just went ahead and went in.
Yeah, and so I feel like Sonic is on that level in terms of status in video games. Everybody knows who Sonic the Hedgehog is.
Yeah.
Whether or not you like Sonic the Hedgehog is a totally different story. You know who Sonic the Hedgehog is, and you know what his deal is. So I would have much preferred if they either adapted a video game plot or made up their own story within the Sonic, just use some of the base rules of what you have to include with the Sonic story and just run with that. There's not much else to say in that sense. It's funny, James Marsden is he's there.
Yeah.
Sonic's voice is good.
Who is it again who's doing the voice?
I don't remember.
I thought it was somebody we know, but we don't have a mod fact checking.
Yeah.
So.
It's somebody who's like he's gotten work, but I don't know if he's like the most famous person around.
It's not like a Ryan Reynolds Pikachu kind of situation. Are we going to talk about the design?
Yeah. So the other aspect of this, the design in the trailer is obviously awful.
Yes.
Like he looks too much like a human in a furry costume, and they messed up basically everything. And I think everybody's seen this fan design at some point at this point. Like they have a side by side of like the Sonic movie design and then like what somebody fixed the Sonic movie design as.
Yeah.
And it's just like the fixed one is just like a render from a game, and they touch it up to like give him some more texture and make him look ever so slightly more like he's in the real world. So he ends up sort of looking like Pikachu from like how Pikachu just approximates Pikachu so well in Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
Like in that fan fix, he looks just like how you would imagine Sonic to look in the real world. So the director came out and said, "Yeah, we're gonna fix the design. You guys want change? We're doing it."
Which, good on him for at least acknowledging
Yeah.
it. Usually, I can't remember where I heard this from. I think it might have been Jeremy Jahns. Whereas, like, usually directors, when there's backlash against something, how something looks, they're always like, "Oh, you'll understand it when you see the film," and it's usually just their way of saying, "We're not going to change it to deal with it."
No, yeah, and I think I don't remember his name, the director's name, but I think he kind of clearly understands that like this movie is going to sort of live and die by its portrayal of Sonic and Eggman. Like the other two, all of the rest of the human characters, like I'm happy Neil McDonough is in this movie, but I don't necessarily care about him.
I just don't, I can't comprehend now. Granted, I've never played the Sonic game, never watched anything related to it. I after having only ever seen this trailer and some footage and some other things, I don't know what this movie is about. I also don't understand why they're bringing in the United States military into a Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
So like just thinking about it in passing, it seems like they're doing sort of two things. The first thing they're doing is putting Sonic in the real world from the start, like he's just there, and Eggman is a resident of the human world in this sort of continuity or whatever, in this movie universe. So in Sonic X, which is the old anime that they made, it's not that old, it's like 10 years old. In Sonic X, the first 3 episodes are actually no, it's like the first 2 episodes are about Sonic landing in the human world, and he has sort of accidentally brought a bunch of residents from his world, to the human world. And season 2 of it, or maybe it's 3, but season 2 ends with Sonic having to go back because I think it's him and his team of people being there is causing his world and the human world to merge. So
it's Into the Spider-Verse meets Transformers Dark of the Moon?
Kinda, yeah. I haven't seen Dark of the Moon, so I don't know. I don't know about that one, but it's so I think they're kind of adapting Sonic being from another world and Eggman being from the human world. Eggman was never part of the human world in Sonic X. There's some weird stuff going on.
I'm trying to comprehend. This is
So I think that they're sort of going with the idea that Sonic is alien in this one, which I don't know if I agree with that one. I prefer the Sonic stories where you have Sonic interacting with a bunch of humans and they just don't bat an eye at his existence. Yeah, he's just Like I'm just talking to you. Like there are a lot of Sonic games in which there are humans and the animal creatures that Sonic is a part of, and they just like live together. And like
I'll
it's
tell you
like
right
half
now,
the population or something like that.
There's a couple predictions I can already make for this movie. One, there is going to be other Sega related references or jokes.
Definitely.
There's going to be a Genesis that appears on screen. I almost guarantee it.
Guaranteed.
They're going to do an homage to Green Zone 1. Yeah, they said
Green Hill Zone.
Green Hill Zone, but yeah, that one. The original, the classic one.
Your disrespect for Green Hill Zone is showing.
Like I said, I've never played a game. I've only played him in Smash Brothers. I think we'll probably get some kind of, and I saw this on a comment on Instagram or something, that there's going to be some cringy joke to the Ugandan Knuckles meme from a couple months ago.
If they do that, I'm gonna actually die on the inside.
That, and I know the post-credit scene, I'm calling it right now, it's gonna be either Knuckles or Shadow or one of them.
No, the post-credit scene, because these guys are not brave enough to do any of the expanded universe stuff, the post-credit scene is absolutely Metal Sonic.
It's not
100%.
Oh, do you think Tails appears in the movie?
Okay, the post-credit scene is either Tails and some kind of tease to Metal Sonic, or the post-credit scene is just straight-up Metal Sonic. Like, I think they go, like, full Sonic CD in the sequel, and it's just Metal Sonic versus Sonic for 2 hours. Like, I want a sequel to this movie, because I want them to get another chance to get it right.
Yeah.
And the way that you do that is you do Metal Sonic. Like the Metal Sonic, you can make Metal Sonic really interesting. They haven't tried it since the Sonic OVA, so no. I think Metal Sonic would be a really cool live action thing because it's a lot easier to get a robot look good in CG than it is for a furry animal to look in CG.
Like I said, I may not be a Sonic fan, but I want this movie to be good and be successful because, one, that's just another good movie. Why would you want good movies? And two, if this is successful, then we're going to hopefully get a lot more successful video game movies.
Yeah.
Which is what I thought.
Detective Pikachu is already sort of on that track.
Yeah. So maybe that actually gets a lot of these other movies out of development hell. Maybe we finally get the Metal Gear movie.
Maybe.
Hopefully it's good. Maybe.
Starring Oscar Isaac.
I'd be open to it.
I think Oscar Isaac is kind of perfect casting. Yeah. And if he... Sawyer and I have talked about this before. He has to ask at least 3 unnecessary questions.
He has to repeat as a question what the last person said at least 3 times.
Yeah, so he has to...
Metal Gear.
And he has to say Metal Gear at least twice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. As long as you have that, you have made the perfect Metal Gear movie.
So I have to ask with the Sonic movie, getting back on topic, do we think that this movie is going to, because I know everything is going to want a cinematic universe or franchise, do you think it's going to they're going to do a whole Sonic, Knuckles, Shadow cinematic universe?
So, I mean, if this movie somehow manages to be critically and commercially successful, sure. But, like, for one thing, that's a ways off, because I think Justice League kind of made everybody really cautious about doing a cinematic universe. Like, they're like, this is Marvel's territory, we're not going to go into that.
Marvel is the only one who's pulled it off, except if you go way back, Universal Monsters, but current Universal Monsters, everybody saw The Mummy and Tom Cruise, and they're like,
no. So, a Sonic movie universe would be interesting. I don't know if they have the guts to do it, and even if they do, I don't know how you do it, because Sonic stories, like, I like the Sonic comics, and I like when they do individual, like, character things. Like, I like Shadow the Hedgehog, and I like that sort of, like, style of Sonic storytelling. Like, I was, like... My favorite period of Sonic games is from, like, 2000 to 2005, I think, is when Shadow the Hedgehog came out.
Right before the infamy.
Yeah, and, like, and it's not just because of... Although I'll sort of extend that out to Sonic 06, because from a storytelling perspective, they all had sort of, especially in Shadow of the Hedgehog, they had built up this interesting world, and they built up a kind of continuity within that world. So like Shadow's story was always the same from game to game, and so he just had this interesting self-discovery character arc, which was cool. And like, not to say that the Sonic stories are gems of storytelling or something like that, but they were sort of interconnected enough to sort of like keep you through. Like Sonic Heroes is the one exception to that, and Sonic Heroes has basically nothing to do with anything. So
can you imagine if this movie and Detective Pikachu kickstart a video game movie boom, like Iron Man kickstarted a superhero movie boom, and we get eventually one day a Super Smash Brothers crossover Avengers Endgame style event? You've got Oscar Isaac as Snake, you've got Ryan Reynolds Pikachu, you've got whoever's his name is Sonic, and they all clash.
I just imagine like Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu just like being the lead. So for one thing, that doesn't make any sense because Detective Pikachu is obviously not very good at like Pokemon battles.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of the joke, I think, in the trailers that they make a few times.
Well, I mean, they can still have him be the voice or whatever.
Yeah, like they're. I mean, one of the things with video games, and especially like Super Smash Brothers specifically, is that the characters don't talk a lot of the time.
That's true.
Like especially a lot of like the core Nintendo cast, like the original 8 from 64. I think only like Samus and Fox talk in their series.
I think you could pull off, I don't know, I mean, I guess it's kind of not popular. I think you could pull off Link talking. I mean, they did that cartoon back in the day.
Yeah, they could do it. It would be okay. Like I'm not one of those purists who's like Link shouldn't talk. No, it would be fine if he talks.
Well, and Zelda talked in the Smash Brothers commercial or trailer or whatever.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah.
Well, Zelda's always talked.
Yeah.
Like like part of the problem is that like with dialogue in video games, like some like for Zelda they've done the silent pro tag thing for so long. They didn't even break that when they introduced voice acting in Breath of the Wild. So it's like it's kind of hard to pull it off now, but I'd still be okay with it.
The only ones that I wouldn't want them to do voice acting with would be like creatures or characters that are well known for just not, like, for example, it makes sense with Detective Pikachu, but if you just had a random Pikachu that started talking, it'd be kind of weird.
Just like the Pikachu that you find in Smash Bros, that doesn't make any sense. I
guess maybe, I don't know, I still want there to be the pipe dream of a Smash Brothers movie.
It would be really cool. It's just like
the licensing alone.
The story, like, you have to think about the story aspect of it in a lot of ways when you think about the logistics of it. And it's like, how do you tell a compelling enough story to get audiences to show up without like breaking some of the continuity of your characters? And Mario saying Avengers Assemble doesn't make any sense.
No.
Like that doesn't, like, even like he doesn't necessarily have to say Avengers Assemble, but like him saying anything doesn't make any sense. And yet
it's a me, a Mario.
And like so like, and it's either him or Link who has to say the catchphrase awesome line before they go into battle, and you don't know if, and I don't know if that works. Like, because it's either him or Mario, and because like Mario is Iron Man like, if you want to think about like who would fit the Captain America role, it's very clearly Link.
Yeah.
So like Mario would fit in Iron Man, and now we're just going into like fan stuff. So like back off of that. But yes, I think it would be cool if we got that. I think we're like, we look back on the success of Iron Man and we're like, that's what kickstarted it.
Yeah.
But it was really like at the end of Iron Man, they were like, all right, we're gonna put Nick Fury in here and just see where this goes. We're just gonna see where it goes. We're not gonna like play around with it too much. And then they made Iron Man 2, and they were like, all right, put Nick Fury in this one too, put Black Widow in there, introduce S.H.I.E.L.D., the Avengers Initiative.
Mention Wakanda. Yeah.
And then they put Coulson in Thor, and then they made Captain America the first Avenger, and then they were ready to do the Avengers. and that's when we knew this thing was started. Like, we didn't know back when Iron Man came out.
That this is gonna launch this
Yeah.
whole thing.
Yeah, so
But at least Kevin Feige had faith in that it would pull.
Yeah.
That he could pull it off. And
Yeah.
he did.
yeah, congrats to Kevin Feige.
Yeah, like
At
you
this
just
point.
made a successful 11-year franchise.
Yeah.
Like it's,
You made a successful 11-year franchise with only like 2 or 3 duds.
which are just mediocre at worst.
Yeah.
like it's not even.
Yeah, Thor: The Dark World is still a perfectly good movie.
Yeah, like it's their worst is still better than a lot of other franchises' best.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, totally agreed. Including Sonic.
yeah.
Including Sonic. Yeah. All right, let's move on. So we're going to do sort of unofficial E3 predictions because we want to like do the game when Ahmad is here.
This also helps us just in case if there's some hiccup the weekend before E3. Or
Yeah.
I guess the week before E3, we've still at least got basic predictions
Yeah,
out of the way.
there's that. There's also we'll have time in between now, like because a lot of games are gonna like be confirmed or deconfirmed, and like a lot of things are gonna happen between now and E3 that we just don't know about. So yeah, it's E3 season. You wouldn't know it by looking on IGN's front page because all the time it's either Game of Thrones or Avengers.
Either Game of Thrones, Avengers, and now it's Borderlands 3 and Spider-Man up there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like literally every weekend, I just get the same like Avengers and Game of Thrones spiel, and
Yeah.
I'm like, all right.
Like I love both of those series, but like, can
Yeah.
we get some new?
Can I get
stuff?
some news, please?
Well, like let's say they're just slight tangent on IGN.
Yeah.
All they do is just milk the same thing for months on end.
Yeah.
I get sick and tired of hearing
Yeah,
about
I
it.
was seeing Spider-Man PS4 guides for like 5 months.
Well, and most of the garbage they throw up on there is just really simple or just obvious things. Like they did a whole 5-minute video about what year is it, spoilers for Endgame, what year is it at the end of Endgame. I'm like, if you can do basic math, you just count to 5 and you can figure it out.
It's like I think there is some question on whether or not it's 2024 in Avengers Endgame.
it's
or not.
23.
Would it be 20? Oh yeah, because it's 2018.
Yeah. Just because
Yeah.
Endgame came out this year, it still takes place.
Yeah.
At least the beginning part was it.
Takes place in
2018.
2018. Yeah. So 2023. So like there's some question about like what year it is because the MCU has good continuity. Year numbers it's not very good at.
No.
So like
Especially when it came to Spider-Man Homecoming, we're like, so what year is it in here? Yeah.
what year was it?
Because
Homecoming.
it was allegedly 2012 at the beginning,
Oh, is that right?
because that would have been post New York battle, and that's when Avengers came out.
Ah.
So we're like, when does this line
when
up?
does this? Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So when it comes to years, it gets a little murky. Apparently, Guardians 2 was after Guardians 1, which makes, I don't know, it's confusing.
Yeah. So in any case, so E3 predictions. PlayStation's not there. In fact, they just announced their State of Play live stream for this coming week. Yeah. The last one that they did that was like 14 minutes long.
Wasn't it basically just like Days Gone?
I don't remember what it was. Like they had a few trailers. Oh, that's where they revealed Iron Man VR.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Is that live stream. So they're doing that again this week. It's 10 minutes long. Probably not going to be anything interesting.
Yeah, they're trying to test the water and make State of Play basically their version of Nintendo's Directs.
Yeah, but
That's probably why they're not at E3.
yeah, which I think is kind of foolish because the charm of Nintendo Directs, which is kind of gone now, but like what used to be the charm about Nintendo Directs was we would get them relatively spontaneously, and even if we were getting them on kind of a known schedule, the charm of it was that you had a guy with a really thick Japanese accent talking to you about video games, and it's like there's something charming about that.
Yeah.
And
Sony just seems like a business call.
it does
just
seem
seems
like a business call, yeah.
Coming this Friday, we've got, I don't know, GTA 5.
Yeah,
It's
and
just
like I don't care about this. So PlayStation's not going to be at E3. Fine, I guess.
Yeah.
Like if you don't have anything to show, don't show
this
it.
is their first time since like 1995 that
Yeah.
they're not here. Like it's
Yeah, and like I wonder if they'll be back next year.
It depends on how. If Microsoft blows it out of the water this year, they're going to
Yeah.
get scared and they're going to.
Yeah.
It could also be. I think it's a legitimate possibility that the reason they're not here is because it's probably there's a good shot that Microsoft unveils some new Xbox thing
Yeah.
at E3. I think Sony probably knows this, so I think PS5 is relatively soon. Most things they've got in development from first-party studios probably are PS5 titles.
Yeah.
So why show them off when you can wait and have a big PS5 reveal rather
With,
than
like,
just showing off a little
ton
more?
of games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they just wait until I'd say we probably get a PS5 reveal around the holiday season,
Yeah.
and then maybe it launches tail end of summer, early fall.
Yeah. So
We already know it's not coming out in 2019.
Square Enix is having a press conference still. I don't know if they're doing a press conference or a pre-recorded video. This past year they did a pre-recorded video.
Isn't that what Bethesda did too a couple of years back?
Did they?
I think they had a It might have been. I can't. Maybe it was Gamescom or PAX. It might have been PAX.
I don't remember
Yeah.
Bethesda. I don't pay attention to Bethesda. I don't play a lot of their games, so I don't know.
A lot of them have been switching over to pre-recorded videos.
Yeah.
Except for EA, which needs to, because EA just drowns on.
Did they? Did EA announce that they're doing a pre-recorded?
No, they'll be there. Well, they're not going to be at E3. They're across the street from E3, doing their EA
Because
Play
EA is
thing.
friggin' vain.
Like they're doing that. They've already said that there's going to be Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order there. We're going to see gameplay. I already knew that. It's like they're going to show the story one at Celebration because people at
Yeah.
Celebration care about story, and then we're going to get gameplay at Celebration.
Which
or at,
I'd be
E3.
cool with. I'm looking forward to a Star Wars Jedi game with good movement.
Yeah.
Looking
I'm
forward
hoping
to
the story is good. Like that's what I want. As long as the game, like the gameplay, is serviceable.
Yeah.
Fine. I want a Star Wars story that is like game wise that is
Yeah.
actually good and lengthy. I don't want a
6
like
hour.
we're barely even at like a 3.5 hour like best of Star Wars montage
Yeah.
that Battlefront 2 was.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah.
Give me something legitimate like the old days of the first Force Unleashed or Shadows of
Yeah.
the Empire or something like that.
What's EA's goodwill push this time around? Because if you remember from last year, they had Yarny, which was there was the
Well, wasn't
what's the
A Way Out
Yarn
or-
game?
I think it was Yarny. Was it Yarny or Unravel?
Well, Unraveled 2, I think they had.
Yeah.
And they were like,
it came
"This
out
is
that day.
this is free and it's out today." Because like EA likes to do like goodwill stuff. They're like, "Hey, we're the nice guys here," and so
See, it's
like,
starting to wear off though, because I don't think anybody in the entire country still believes that they're the nice guys.
yeah, and so like,
The only way they're still making money is because FIFA is a money-making machine around the globe.
Yeah.
People just throw money at it.
well, and to be fair, people are gonna buy Star Wars games anyways.
Well, people forget that, like, oh, most of the gaming community hates EA. But when you have a name like Star Wars attached,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter because you're going to get the casual on.
Nobody knows that EA made Star Wars.
Yeah.
They don't know that. They
That's
just
a
know that
remake.
they have a new Star Wars game.
Yeah. Same thing with with FIFA and Madden and all that
Yeah.
stuff. People are going to shell out the money to get it because the audience for those games doesn't care if EA is making it or not.
Yeah, so EA will be there. Do we hit on everything with EA that we want to hit on?
Please, EA, don't spend another 45 minutes on a mobile Command and Conquer game. I think last year they spent like 45 minutes talking about some
What?
iOS Command and Conquer game.
I think I got bored and stopped watching their press conference. I was like, all right, I'm out of here.
Just a blanket statement for all of E3. Can we stop with the whole, hey, a new game in your favorite franchise is coming straight to iOS? It doesn't matter. They did that with,
I make exceptions all the time, so I'm like, I'll let you have it.
yeah. I'm like, yeah, they do it, but maybe just spend 5 minutes total
Yeah.
on it. Don't build up this hype or
Yeah.
announce it. Just say, hey, we're making
Yeah.
a mobile game.
See, Kingdom Hearts did it, and it was fine because after that they released a trailer for 3, and it was like, well,
We're actually getting a main thing.
yeah.
Whereas, like, they did that with Alien. They were like, are we getting a new Alien game? It's like, nope, it's a spin-off for iOS.
Yeah.
Right. Especially on its 40th anniversary this year. Well, wasn't there also I mean, I felt so bad for the guy at BlizzCon when he announced Diablo Immortal or whatever it
Hey,
was.
that guy deserved everything he was
He
getting.
did, but at the same time, like, I don't know. He's
Oh, what a fool.
yeah.
What a foolish move.
You guys have phones, right?
Yeah, oh my gosh. I hate corporate people who are like, we know what the culture is about. You guys have phones, right? And it's like, that's not, why, that doesn't matter.
They clearly don't know this. I know this is a tangent, but they clearly don't know their own fan base. If
Yeah.
BlizzCon, for Blizzard fan base who has been PC for decades, is
Yeah.
like, let's make a phone game. That's what the fans want.
Yeah.
Like, why would you?
No, don't do that. So, all right, well, let's move on from EA hating to Ubisoft kind of mediocring. So
It's been kind of mediocring for you. Most of my E3 predictions are saying this company, I still want to buy their games, but they keep making me mad. kind of
yeah,
thing.
well, Ubisoft got. I don't play a lot of Ubisoft games, but I always feel like I walk away from their press conferences simultaneously underwhelmed and like, oh, that looks interesting.
Most of my response to the Ubisoft is always going, huh, okay. Like, it's just like...
yeah. So, are they running with a new Assassin's Creed this year, or are they taking another break?
That's the question. I think I don't know. I think maybe they delay a year, and maybe this is the year we finally get footage on Skull and Bones or whatever that pirate game they're making is.
That'd be cool. Other
Uh,
Ubisoft franchises.
Cross my fingers, it isn't gonna happen. But please give me a new Splinter Cell game. Like, it's probably not gonna happen, but that's what I
He
want.
just needs his stealth fix, man.
Yeah, like now that Konami has officially killed Solid Snake, and Big Boss, I need some real Sam Fisher action.
What if they announce that they bought Metal Gear and they're gonna do like a MGS Splinter Cell?
I think they could pull that off.
That would actually be really cool. Part of the problem though is that Splinter Cell is like actually kind of grounded in reality.
Well, and
so,
the other
like,
problem is like, where do you go after the end of Guns N' the Patriots?
Yeah.
There isn't exactly a
So
lot of
there's
room
like-
left to go.
you could do Metal Gear Rising Revengeance and just have the end credits scene be Sam Fisher.
And as much as I hate to say it, you could just reboot.
Oof. No, don't.
I don't
reboot
want them
Metal
to,
Gear.
but like if it's okay.
No,
Here's
Metal Gear is great because the concept of an alternate universe where Solid Snake never existed is possible in Metal Gear.
Well,
don't reboot it. To
I
make it
don't
more
mean a
grounded.
reboot of a new Metal Gear Solid series. I mean like you reboot kind of, I guess, a separate. I should clarify. That's like an alternate timeline where
Oh.
you have a Metal Gear universe where Sam Fisher and all the Tom Clancy stuff is part of it. You still keep your core
Yeah.
timeline. It's kind of like the Star Trek 09 thing.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
The original timeline still exists, but due to some wormhole, there's
Now
now
there's a new time.
there's a separate Solid Snake and a separate timeline where things occur differently or
Yeah,
something
that
like that.
would be cool. Where like maybe he never grows old. Spoilers for 4. Where he never grows old from like having his genes accelerated.
Or maybe
something.
it's the attack on Mother Base never happens, and so we get Big Boss for, I don't know, whatever
Yeah,
happens.
I don't know.
Anyway,
so,
yeah.
anyways, Metal Gear.
Amar would be so mad if he's gonna hear
just
this episode.
infects this podcast. So yeah, new Splinter Cell. Please give it to us.
Probably get a new Ghost Recon announcement.
New Rabbids game.
Mario plus Rabbids, or another one of those.
Just a Rabbids game.
Or a
Just Dance.
Rayman game.
I'd be cool with a new Rayman game. I don't know if they would do it because they haven't been. They had that like arts program. I don't remember what it was called, but they had this like indie style developer program thing that they were running with, where it was like Child of Light. It was an
wasn't it
engine. It was an engine that they were doing. They were using. And it was made for like more sort of like 2D stylized stuff. Rayman Legends was one of the first games to come out that used that, and that game is pretty. That game is a lot of fun to play. I never played it like all the way through. I only ever played like the demo stuff, but
Yeah.
game's a lot of fun to play. So do another Rayman game. Put Rayman in Smash.
Honestly, I think Rayman needs to be in there. He, Crash, Spyro,
Yeah.
Leon Kennedy, they all need to be in there.
Let's see.
Ubisoft could do Beyond Good and Evil 2. Does that make an appearance?
Yes.
Like, I've never played the first one. I want to. I watched it start off with the second one. Looks impressive. I don't know what this game
Yeah, it
is.
looks pretty. Yeah,
I don't know why
what-
you're still calling it 2 after, like, just reboot it. It's been this many years, not that many people played the first one.
Well, but like we got like I'm trying to think of like an example of something where like the sequel to a game came out after so many years. Like people are still asking for Half-Life 3.
Well, that's also partially a meme now.
It is partially a meme, but like there are people who are still like, please give me Half-Life 3.
Yeah.
And like
Portal 3, Left 4 Dead 3.
yeah, stuff like that.
Those are also, with the exception of Half-Life, they aren't really story-based games.
Yeah.
Granted,
so-
I've never played the first Beyond Good and Evil, so I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe it would make sense for this game to have come out 10 years after this one story-wise.
Yeah.
So-
or maybe they do a Riddick thing and they just include a remastered campaign on the disc or something.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That's a sign of goodwill if you ever want it, just like including a
Yeah.
game in a disc. That
Yeah, that's what they did with, please I would have mentioned, Riddick Assault on Dark Athena for PS3 and I believe Xbox 360 included the remastered campaign of the previous Riddick game for the last generation of consoles.
yeah. So yeah, I think that's basically it on Ubisoft.
I still think, I guess just recapping there, we probably get a new Ghost Recon announced. Maybe and there's going to be DLC announcements for Rainbow Six.
Yeah.
And then really other than that, Just Dance is a foregone conclusion. Skull and Bones, hopefully, and then it's up in the air.
Yeah.
Toss up if we get another Assassin's Creed this year.
And just side note, Ubisoft likes to toy around with weird things, so they'll probably have some like 15 minutes of weird stuff.
They always do.
Yep.
And
So-
it's probably going to be Aisha Tyler as their host this year, probably.
Yeah.
She
Has
she-
she been host for like the past like
She's
8
hosted
years or
several
something
of
like
them, I
that?
think. Anytime they say host for Ubisoft, she's always what jumps to my head.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All
Going
right,
to Square
so
Enix.
yeah, Square Enix, FF7 remake definitely happening this year. I
Coming
don't know
out
if
this
it-
year, we're going to be there.
It might come out. I think there's a very good chance because they didn't have to work a lot on like the art design because they already have a game.
Are they still doing it episodically? Because when I heard that, I got nervous after they said they're doing it episodically.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that game. We haven't heard about it since they announced the episodic stuff.
Yeah.
Because Nomura was doing interviews a while back, and he basically said, like, yeah, we're working on getting Kingdom Hearts. We're just, like, getting Kingdom Hearts 3 out the door, and then I can go work on FF7 Remake. But we're still making FF7 Remake. So they were probably just, doing a bunch of, like, background stuff. I imagine, actually, they were probably working on perfecting the engine, because that game isn't going to require a lot of like thinking in terms of art design and like directorial work. It's going to be a lot of like engine stuff and making it look pretty.
They've already got a basis for the script.
Yeah. So there's a shot it comes out this year. Like video games sometimes take a while to come out. 3 only took so long because of like some weird development stuff that they had. FF7 Remake started out on a good foot. We haven't heard about any setbacks in development.
I mean, this game looks gorgeous.
Yeah, that tech demo is really nice.
Yeah.
And what should give us all hope is the combat director from Kingdom Hearts 2 was working on this game instead of Kingdom Hearts 3. So this game should have some good combat. What else? Nomura.
I really want footage of this Avengers project, whatever it is.
Yeah, I think there's a shot they open with the Avengers project.
It makes sense after what Endgame just did. Which I didn't realize we're getting a lot of Marvel games now. Because the Iron Man VR, this Avengers project, we just got Spider-Man, and Ultimate Alliance 3.
Yeah, DC was killing them in the games market. Like, they had DC versus Mortal Kombat, 2 Injustice games, the Batman Arkham stuff. They had, like, I don't know. Is that it?
Which one? So there was Arkham.
Injustice, DC versus Mortal Kombat.
They had a Justice League game for DS, I believe, a couple years back, but that's really all I can think of. And outside, you've obviously got your cartoon tie-in games.
Yeah, but that's still more than Marvel was doing.
Yeah.
Marvel had Marvel vs. Capcom, Spider-Man,
The Activision Spider-Man games.
and
There was X-Men Destiny, which was garbage.
they had games, but they didn't have good games until Marvel versus they had some good stuff, but they didn't they weren't known for how good their video games are the way that DC games are good.
And in terms of story-based ones, Spider-Man was the first good one.
Yeah, so I'm really interested to see what they do with this Avengers project. Maybe they tie it into Spider-Man PS4.
Yeah. I think there's a shot there. I think what makes the DC ones, I think, have a bit of quality is Warner Brothers themselves actually is the dev.
Yeah.
They
don't have this luxury.
I'm legit surprised that Disney hasn't opened some kind of or bought studios. Because they had Disney Interactive for a while and then they shut it down.
Yeah, I think Disney is more content with owning their properties and saying yes to things than they are with actually developing their properties. They want to keep, because Marvel Studios, yes, is owned by Disney, but Disney sort of just lets Marvel Studios do its thing. Same with Lucasfilm. Lucasfilm is owned by Disney, but Disney doesn't really.
It's just the big things they get for.
So I think they're Kingdom Hearts is owned by Disney, but it's just developed by Square Enix, and Square Enix obviously gets a pretty major cut of that. So I don't know necessarily if they want to if Disney. I think Disney probably Square Enix is the first one they buy, just because they have both Kingdom Hearts and the Avengers thing going on. And good. That's a good pick because Square Enix. I've said it for a long time. Aside from Nintendo, Square Enix has the best quality control in video games, bar none. They've got I don't care if you liked Final Fantasy 15. Final Fantasy 15 out of the box, it works really well, and it's a well-made game. Same with Kingdom Hearts 3. I don't care if you liked it; it's a really pretty and well-made game. You don't hear about a Square Enix video game glitching out on you.
I think the only time I've ever heard a Square Enix game had bad press was Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah, and that's a success story.
Yeah, they turned it around.
Yeah. They Square Enix is sort of they have some pretty scummy business practices, but they don't. What company doesn't have scummy business practices?
Yeah.
So I don't think we've made many predictions on Square Enix's part.
I mean, we pretty much already know because they're not working on it that much. We're not going to get
that much known quantities yet, at least.
Yes, we're not getting Final Fantasy 16. That's
not happening unless they. Well, Final Fantasy 15 came out in 2016.
2015, I believe.
15? Yeah. So no, it came out fall of my freshman year, 2016.
Okay. And they canceled the remainder of the DLC, didn't they?
Yeah. So Final Fantasy 15's development is done.
So I know this is a side note, but the DLC for Final Fantasy 15, did it leave the story on a cliffhanger? With the DLC being canceled.
No. Well, I don't necessarily know. I haven't played the DLC episodes yet. But I don't know. I think the DLC was just going to give it an alternate ending. It wasn't really going to give it a whole new chapter or anything like that. It was just because the ending of 15 is there, and I guess they wanted to make an alternate one. They filtered that out into a novel.
No, okay.
So now you get your alternate ending if you buy the novel. So I think FF16 could happen because they could have just given it to another director.
Yeah.
It would be foolish to give it to Nomura because he's just I don't know what he's doing. So, weird E3 prediction. If you play Kingdom Hearts 3, you'll know what this is. I think there's a shot. I don't know if it's necessarily. I'm not 100%, but I think there's a shot that Nomura announces a game called Verum Rex, and it is some kind of like JRPG action game or something like that, and it is directly tied into Kingdom Hearts somehow, based on things in Kingdom Hearts 3 that I won't say for spoilers' sake. I think Verum Rex is tied in. If we get either World Ends With You 2 or Verum Rex, that's a pretty clear tie-in to Kingdom Hearts. Like, that's our buffer for Kingdom Hearts 4 or whatever. So we get that. Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC they already talked about it, so that probably means they're far enough into development for them to show a trailer or something.
Do you think
like
it's
that?
substantial story content, or do you think it's just like
Yes,
a challenge? Okay.
they've already come out and said so. Actually, basically, they've talked about how, like, everything they've said about what the DLC will come to offer is everything I want out of a DLC episode for 3. So, like, thumbs up, do it more. The dream is, like, individual character DLCs. I don't know if we get that, but that's what I would want.
Yeah. Is it kind of like what Spider-Man PS4's DLC was, where it's just added story episodes, kind of like a mini sequel?
That's a good question. Probably not. It's probably an episode that takes place, like, while the story is happening. Like, my prediction is one of two things. It's either there's a character who's sort of like, it's a really complicated version of mind control that they're using, and so like you could follow that character on like the villain's side.
Yeah.
Or you get like a training episode and the final battle is a good guy, and he's like, it's just like a rival battle more than an actual like gotta beat him. So I think it's one of those two things. I could be totally wrong. I think we are absolutely getting a new secret movie, which might clarify a few things, a few questions that I have in my head. And yeah, but I don't know if they necessarily show a trailer for this at E3. They could. What else?
FF7 remake, we said. I think we pretty much covered everything with Square Enix.
Everything I want from Square Enix, at least, because like they're not doing another Tomb Raider.
At least not yet.
Yeah.
Another Hitman announcement, or is it too
maybe
soon for that?
Maybe. I think what Hitman.
Or does WB have that now? I thought WB had it.
That's a good question.
We'll see. I'm sure.
Yeah, we'll see. I think Hitman is still Square Enix. Yeah. All right, let's move on to...
Go Nintendo or Bethesda? Is Bethesda going to be there?
I think Bethesda's bowing out.
Okay. I mean, they don't really have anything to show.
Yeah, I don't know what you would show, because Elder Scrolls 6 is just, like, so far off at this point.
And what's Star or something? There's, like, some sci-fi thing they're making that's far off, too.
Yeah. There's so much stuff that's far off that they're making. Yeah. Let's start with Microsoft, because Nintendo's going to be the one...
before we go to Microsoft, there's one, CD Projekt Red said they're going to be showing Cyberpunk there.
Oh,
neat. I don't know if it's probably going to be on Microsoft stage, because the last time they were on Microsoft stage, but yeah. I guess that kind of starts our Microsoft discussion. Yeah. I want more Cyberpunk footage, because this game looks awesome.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of the footage for Cyberpunk that's come out, so I'll probably go ahead and watch Microsoft's E3 press conference this time. I don't typically, because I'm not an Xbox guy. If there's interesting reveals that come. I don't remember if I watched. I may have watched it. I don't remember. The way I remember this past E3 is all of the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailers that came out. Yeah. Is they had like 3 different trailers at 3 different press conferences.
Yeah, of course they did.
I think I caught the Microsoft one live, because that was the Frozen reveal.
Yeah, I watched that one and Sony live, and I think EA.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Square Enix's press conference was kind of underwhelming.
I didn't watch theirs, and I didn't watch Nintendo's live.
Let me think. So Xbox, Halo's, I think they've confirmed Halo.
I think we definitely see some more of Halo Infinite, and I think there's a shot that we get footage of Reach running on Xbox One. Yeah. Like the Master Chief Collection.
What else?
With its new 4K update, or at least a release. Actually,
Yeah.
I changed it because we've already pretty much seen it because it's back as compatible. We get a release date for Reach on Master Chief Collection.
Okay.
And then maybe they're like, oh, Halo 5's coming to it too, or something like that.
that'd be pretty crazy. What else? What else do they do? New
Gears
Forza.
5. We get Gears 5, more
Gears
Forza.
5, more Forza.
Whatever, because they just bought like 7 new studios, so we're going to get some footage
Yeah.
from whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
Ninja Theory, probably something from them.
Yeah, new Ninja Theory game. Is Rage 2?
It's Bethesda, isn't it?
I think Rage 2 shows up there.
Yeah.
Because Microsoft is gonna have a lot of developers banging at their door for like just a trailer to show at their E3
Because
because
Sony's not there.
Sony's not there, so they're like, where do we go? We're not making a Switch game.
Or they just drop it online during that weekend.
Yeah, which
People
that
don't.
makes sense too. Kingdom Hearts 3 did that.
Yeah.
I
think there's a shot. Oh, I guess they could also always go over to Nintendo. But
They could. I don't know why you would want to, because it's like third parties are not always the
go-to on
the
Nintendo.
go-to of Nintendo consoles.
There's also a shot we see. We didn't mention this on Ubisoft, but new Far Cry. You thinking we get another one of them?
Wait, did New Dawn already come out?
Did it? I think it did. It's kind of like a half, kind of like how Blood Dragon was on Far Cry 3.
Sure, yeah. I don't know. Maybe new Far Cry. What else?
Clearly shows how good they are now. We're like, did that come out? I was like,
let me think. Microsoft.
oh, Gears Tactics. We'll probably get more footage of Gears Tactics.
Okay. You think we get like
Halo Wars 3.
so
please.
maybe Halo Wars 3?
I highly doubt it.
So weird prediction. I think we get some kind of. I think Dragon Ball's new game gets revealed there and not at Nintendo, because I think Bandai Namco has been hanging out with Microsoft more.
Do you think we get footage of? Oh, that's EA. Never mind. But I was gonna say Dragon Age 4. We'll probably get footage of that. But that's maybe that's at this. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think new Dragon Ball stuff gets revealed here because they already announced the 2019 game,
Yeah.
but they haven't I don't know what that game is. So
Is WB having a panel here? Because they've got enough properties they can have a panel.
I don't think so. I don't think they've announced one at least.
Do you think we get footage of that Harry Potter game? It was leaked a couple of months back.
Ooh, I want it. Sure, why not?
Yeah.
I'll make that prediction.
Of course, we allow, if it's going to be anywhere, it'll be at Microsoft. That annual prediction of new Batman game.
New Batman game.
Yeah. Or Justice League or Superman or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Just give me another
Is
PC.
Rocksteady working? What's Rocksteady
We
working
don't know
on?
what they're working on. That's the
Yeah.
thing. They've been absent since Arkham Knight came out in 2015. So we have no idea what they're working on.
Man, Arkham. Yeah, they need to reveal something. It's been 4 years. Even 4 years to make a video game.
Maybe it's the Harry Potter game.
Maybe that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'd actually play that game.
Yeah.
So is there anything else on Microsoft's stage?
I think any of the third parties who aren't having a press conference show off at Microsoft. Which is going to pad the length out quite a bit, which is what makes me think that maybe we don't get another Xbox reveal here. But
I mean,
we could.
I mean, what would be nice, part of what I liked about not this past E3 from Sony, but the previous E3 from Sony, was Sean Layden came out 3 times. One of those times was to introduce Hideo Kojima, and the other 2 times were to open and close the press conference.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the press conference was literally just trailers,
Yeah.
and it was terrific.
Except for that, because last year's was.
Oh yeah, and then there was
Sony.
Days Gone's their tech demo.
Well, I was talking about the one where they just they had the guy on. They moved from building to building, and they had the guy playing the flute for Tsushima.
Yeah, that was awful.
Yeah, that was bad.
There was they revealed pirates for Kingdom Hearts 3, so I kind of forgave them for that. But, like, yeah, it was like... Yeah, to be fair, though, Ghost of Tsushima looked...
It looks great.
Awesome.
But there was, for what they had there was no reason to have a press conference. They just showed Spider-Man, which was coming out a month from that, like a couple months after that.
Yeah.
What else was there? I think it was...
Last of Us 2.
Last of Us 2, Spider-Man,
Ghost of Tsushima.
And was Days Gone the other one?
If it was Days Gone, I'm really mad. I think it was Days Gone.
Probably was.
Yeah.
We haven't seen anything. Maybe there's... Sony's not going to be there. I was like, maybe we can do Killzone games. There.
Yeah.
They launched PS5 with a Killzone game. They did
probably,
have PS4. Yeah.
Probably, yeah. Have we gotten a Killzone game since?
Not since PS4 launched.
Yeah. I think PS5 reveal, Horizon 2.
Yeah, PS4's launch, not launch, but like their launch window is going to be jam-packed. Because they're holding out most of the first-party studios. We at least have an idea of what they're working on, and a lot we don't.
Yeah.
So, like, God of War 4 or 5, whatever they're on now, the next God of War.
Yeah. Guerrilla, what? Horizon came out in 2017.
Yeah.
They just need to, like, touch up the graphics a little bit, make it look a little pretty.
Get a new story.
And a new story. And then they... Horizon 2, PS5 exclusive. Like, bang. Like, that's
we get that.
one of the biggest critical successes of 2017. Right?
And I'm sure Spider-Man 2 will be one they get on there.
Oh, man, I can't wait for that game.
What else gets put out on there? I know this isn't E3, but it's E3 adjacent, so... we maybe get... there's a lot of pipe dreams, I was going to say, Metal Gear Solid 6.
MGS 6 with Hideo Kojima.
A new siphon filter. Not going to happen, but...
Siphon filter.
Yeah. And we don't even know what's Media Molecule working on. We haven't seen
Dreams.
that. Is that still in development?
I think so.
That was in development since the PS4 was announced.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Like, they made LBP 3, and then they just went to work on Dreams for Eternity. And it's like, well...
I want another Infamous, though I don't think it's happening. And I want another Killzone, but I don't think it's happening.
Yeah.
Unless they hand Killzone off to a different studio. Because Guerrilla is 100% focused on Horizon 2.
Weird prediction. I think new Nier game at Square Enix's press conference.
Oh, and we're forgetting an obvious thing. It was going to be at Microsoft. The obvious Call of Duty announcement. There's no way we don't see Call of Duty here.
Okay. But Call of Duty's hanging out with PS4.
That's true. But, like, where else would they go?
They're big enough to reveal their own thing. I think they've done it in the past.
Activision's had conferences before. I just don't know if they're having one this year.
I don't know why I would sit down and watch a press conference from Activision.
Mm.
Like, it's just gonna be like Call of Duty and some Blizzard stuff.
Yeah, that would really be it.
Yeah. All right, Nintendo. More Link's Awakening remastered.
Yeah.
With
other than that, there's not going to be another Zelda announcement. That's too soon. Yeah.
This is our buffer game.
Yeah.
Like, what, we're 2 years... So, like, 2 years from now, we'll get, like, the next big Zelda drop.
Yeah.
Because
they've been, like, decreasing, or I guess increasing the size between Zelda games. Because it used to be, I mean, like, the Wii had... That launch, it had Twilight Princess, and then you waited for years, and then you had Skyward Sword.
It was 5 years.
Yeah, and then you had nothing else on the Wii. Wii U had nothing until the end of its life.
And then 2017, 6 years
for main titles. So it's been getting bigger and bigger gaps on Zelda games. So
yeah, well, to be fair, Breath of the Wild was delayed a lot, and like. That was clearly because it turned into a Switch game halfway through development.
Yeah, because I think they were expecting the Wii U to last long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what else? More Astral Chain, please. That game looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks awesome. Ultimate Alliance 3 is going to be there. Luigi's Mansion.
Wait, when does Ultimate Alliance 3 come out?
September, I believe.
I'm going to look that up real quick.
I think it's in the fall. I know that. That's got to be that.
I'm willing to believe you. I feel like I saw it coming out like earlier. I think we don't get very much Fire Emblem because they just had
Probably just a trailer.
Well, yeah, they just had like a really big 15-minute segment on it. No, it releases in July.
It does?
Yeah,
Oh, it's coming
July
soon.
19th, 2019. Yeah.
What's coming out in the fall then? What was I thinking of? I don't even know what I was thinking of.
Pokemon.
Oh, probably that.
So I think there are pushes because typically Nintendo rides on 2 games per year. I thought Fire Emblem was going to be one of the fall games, but it's not.
Yeah. They'll ride on Pokemon. That's going to sell their Switches.
So they're going to ride on Pokemon, and they're going to ride on Zelda. I think.
With the Link's Awakening. Remake.
Yeah, because Link's Awakening looks charming enough to sell the kids, and it's got that Zelda brand on it.
Yeah.
To,
do you think is the 3DS finally dead?
In terms of Nintendo making games for it, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I was predicting Persona 5 on Switch, but they didn't announce that, so I don't know.
I got a couple Pipe Dream ones that I want them to get. Oh, we're gonna get Luigi's Mansion. Is it 3?
Oh yeah, more Luigi's Mansion.
Another Mario game, maybe not like Odyssey style, but like a Mario Brothers game, maybe.
Well, they already came out with new Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe.
That's a long title.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe not that.
Yeah.
Is there a new Kirby coming?
No, they already they put out a new Kirby game last year.
I get confused because Nintendo cranks these things out.
Yeah, they put out a new Yoshi game.
I didn't even know that came
out. Recently. Trying to think of franchises. Part of the problem is Metroid was definitely supposed to come out this year.
Prime 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, that because they restarted development. That's not coming out until I think summer next year.
Even longer. No way it comes out before.
Well, how far along in development were they in?
I don't know. They announced it when Game Awards.
It wasn't Game Awards. It was E3.
That's right. It was E3. Was it E3 last year?
I think it might have been last year.
Yeah.
So,
okay. Yeah.
So they couldn't have been that far along.
Yeah. So I don't know. It takes too long to make video games. I know I just said that it doesn't take too long to make video games, but with a game like that, they have to rework everything.
Yeah.
So
there's also challenges on the platform. There's teams. There's also how big your team is.
There's a lot, and Nintendo likes to take their time with games. So
whereas people when you say they crank out a Call of Duty in a year, I'm like, yeah, it's because you have Activision's budget and you've also got a team of 600 people.
Well, you've got multiple teams of 600 people.
Yeah, you've got the multiplayer dedicated. I guess if they're cutting single player, you don't have that.
Well, also, to be fair, they actually have 3-year development cycles.
Yeah.
Because they rotate developers, so it's just the team, is they're getting overworked. They shouldn't have 3-year deadlines.
Yeah.
But they are actually having 3-year development cycles, and that's why some are better than others because of the talent.
Yeah. Do we? I know this is a pipe dream, and maybe we just get it as a tie-over for Prime 4. But give me the Prime trilogy on Switch, Metroid Prime trilogy.
I think that's guaranteed, actually.
For this year.
Maybe.
Yeah. Because it'll be a great way to say hey, we're sorry, Metroid Prime 4 is not coming out as soon, but here's the first 3 games remastered on Switch.
Here, play these with your kids.
Yeah, it'll get them interested to buy 4.
Yeah. What else?
eShop news.
What about eShop?
Do we get a full, I guess, not a virtual console, I mean. Do we think we get, finally, hey, SNES games are coming to...
I think more than, getting virtual console back, I think we get, the announcement of, SNES and N64 games on, the Nintendo Switch Online program.
GameCube one's still not coming yet.
I mean, I want it, but okay. Here's my pipe dream. I really want a Zelda collection.
Yeah, I want that bad. That and I want a Nintendo Classics collection, and they just have their major series each get a collection on the platform.
See, I want every Zelda game up until Twilight Princess on the Switch.
Throw
That's
Skyward
what I
Sword in there too.
I mean, throw Skyward Sword in there. I think Nintendo kind of wants to forget Skyward Sword ever happened.
I don't know about that because there are people who like Skyward Sword.
There are people who like Skyward Sword. I don't know if it's old enough. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
They give it its own release, maybe.
I wouldn't buy it if it was its own release. Yeah. Although, I think I've probably said that before about other Zelda releases, and I bought it anyway. So
I just want give me a Metroid collection, a Zelda collection. There's too many Mario games for a Mario collection.
Well, do a Mario 3D collection, 64. You know what they could do? Mm-hmm. This would be a fan pleaser right here. 64 remastered.
They could do that.
Just HDify 64. Make all of the bugs unusable.
Yeah.
And just put it out. People would play the living crap out
Nintendo,
of that
I don't know why they don't do this because they know they have a fan base that'll buy this stuff. If you just said, "Hey, we're putting Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, Galaxy 1 and 2, and Odyssey in a pack and selling it," that's easy money.
For me, I don't know if I would necessarily buy the Mario collection, because, as much as I like Mario games, I'm not that big of, a Mario guy.
Well, I mean, same here, but you've got the casual audiences, you see Mario, they're going to buy it for kids.
And, for me, I would buy a Zelda collection in a heartbeat, even though, let's say it had only, Ocarina, Majora's Mask. Was Wind Waker in the next game? I think so.
Yeah.
Wind Waker, HD, and Twilight Princess. That's 4 games. I might only play 2 of them.
Yeah.
And, that's easy money. Because you don't have to, you already have a pretty good port of both Ocarina and Majora's Mask made for 3DS. You could just, rework it for Switch.
Or you do something like they did with the Mega Man Legacy Collection, where you split it up.
Yeah.
Volume 1 is 1983 to... I guess 1993, and then you do a 93 to 03, and then
or 93 to 2006.
So you put but 1, 2, Link's Awakening, Link Between Link to the Past.
Yeah.
And what was the Ocarina, or I guess?
Oh, there's the
Oracle
Game Boy
of Season and Ages.
Yeah, the Pokemon route.
Yeah, you just put all those in one pack, and then you do
Volume 2
is Ocarina, Majora.
I'd be cool with a 2D Zelda pack and a 3D Zelda pack, because then I could just buy the 3D Zelda pack.
Yeah. I just don't know why they aren't doing this. This is easy money.
because they're afraid of getting criticized for just putting just doing old things, but they're not just doing old things. Smash Ultimate is one of the greatest critical successes of last year, right? I think wait, was Spider-Man 2017? No, it was 2018. Sorry,
was it?
My timeline's messed up.
I thought it was 2017.
Frick.
Maybe it was. No.
It was 2018 because it was at E3 this past year.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
What was 20? My timeline is completely screwed up. Yeah.
2017 was Horizon, Breath of the Wild. It was the year that Breath of the Wild won all of the Game of the Year awards.
And last year was God of War.
Last year was God of War. It was Spider-Man. Spider-Man was early though. It was Spider-Man was
No, God of War was early. It was March.
That's right.
Yeah.
Spider-Man was October.
I think it was September. Because I remember it came out around my birthday.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Anyways,
this is not E3 anymore. This is just talking game release dates.
I'm trying to think of anything else Nintendo that I would want. Give me Fire Emblem Path of Radiance remastered. Thumbs up.
You want to go real pipe dream on these ones?
Yeah.
Twin Snakes remastered. Give me what else we got?
Twin Snakes remastered would be great, man.
Give me cool. Geist remastered. No one remembers Geist. Give me what's the other one? That scary one they did with the GameCube.
Give me a Wonderful 101 sequel.
Yeah. Well, what's the what was it called? You know
I
what
need,
I'm talking
I
about?
need a
There's-
description.
It's one of the only. It was this horror, Eternal Darkness. Give me Eternal Darkness remastered. Oh, and we're forgetting an obvious one we know will be there.
What?
Bayo 3.
Uh,
How could Bayo 3 not be there?
yeah. All right.
Yeah, I was
Bayo
gonna
3.
say like it's.
All right, so we get Bayo 3, and then at PlayStation's PS5 reveal, you know what my pipe dream is?
Which one?
Revengeance 2.
Yes. Please. Please.
I think it's like, I think any Metal Gear anything coming out is totally unlikely.
Oh yeah.
But I think like if you think everything has a negative 10% chance, the one with a 0.1% chance of coming out is Revengeance
Yeah.
2.
It's the only thing that has even a slight chance of happening.
Yeah.
Either that or just like a port to this current generation.
Because Kojima was totally cool with Revengeance 1 as far as I could tell.
Mm-hmm.
He had I heard that Kojima was he pitched an idea to Platinum about what he would want Revengeance 2 to be about.
Well, because from what I heard, at least for Revengeance 1, is they had working on it internally at Konami, and it wasn't working.
Yeah.
So he shopped it over to Platinum.
Yeah, they gave it to Platinum.
And he just executive produced it or something like that.
And so
and, came up with an outline for the story.
Yeah. So just run with Revengeance 2. Quentin Flynn wants to do it.
Yeah,
They,
the fans will play it.
The fans will play
As
it.
we're saying right now.
Just at the end of the game, you just get a Rules of Nature remix. It's one of the easiest projects to say yes to.
And to dance around the spoilers, kind of. I mean, Snake's story, both of them, is over.
Yeah.
We don't need more games with Snake.
Yeah.
As much as I love both
Yeah.
Big Boss and Solid Snake, their stories are finished.
Why not just Metal Gear Rising is about Raiden. That's the whole even if you wanted to do an MGS 6 and make it about a snake or something like that, that doesn't disqualify doing more in the future stuff with Raiden.
Yeah.
I think that there's, it's not gonna happen just because anything with Metal Gear on it is just gonna be met with controversy right out the door.
And some hefty expectations.
Yeah, and Revengeance 2 or whatever they would call it is I think that's the only one that has any goodwill behind it. It's the only one that they could say all right, we're making it and not immediately get killed for it.
Because Kojima wasn't really part of the first one in the first place.
Yeah. So it wouldn't be they're screwing Kojima over.
Yeah.
And it would also not be super because fans like Revengeance.
Yeah.
People like Revengeance.
And the other thing is they can kind of distance themselves from Konami's name. If it's Platinum's name is slapped all over it, they can distance from Konami.
They just put develop. They the first thing you see developed by Platinum Games at the start of the game, and then in the tiny corner you see Konami's logo.
in 8-point font at the bottom right. Just
yeah.
I think the only other thing we have a shot at them doing is maybe when at some point we get a Metal Gear Solid I know the HD collection was on PS3. I think it's too late for a PS4 collection. Maybe we do it on PS5.
Yeah, I'd be cool with the Metal Gear collection. What I want is for for Konami to sell off all their video game franchises, because Konami screwed over Metal Gear and Kojima, but we're also forgetting some very critical gaming franchises.
Castlevania.
They have Castlevania. They've got. Is Castlevania the only one?
No, there's some other major ones too they have. I just can't think of them for some reason. There's some major ones they've got though. The two big ones though are Castlevania and Metal Gear.
And just give Castlevania and Metal Gear to other publishers.
What's the other? They've got another major one. I can't think of what it is. You should Google that on your phone. What are the major Konami series?
I'll do it. Here, let's make fun of this. Hey Siri.
She's gonna wake up on mine. Oh,
Accidentally summon me.
What? Look up Konami Game Studios.
Game Studios?
I couldn't find any matching
All right, let's just search the.
Yeah, I was gonna say she doesn't work.
My apologies.
All right. Let's just.
Yeah,
do
I can't
this.
remember because they. The only thing I think.
Konami.
So since the whole Kojima controversy, have they made any games other than Metal Gear Survive that aren't collections?
Did they put out any Castlevania thing recently?
There's some like special.
Oh, they had Contra.
Yeah, okay, Contra.
That's a big one. Metal Gear. They've got Pro Evolution Soccer.
I guess it's the moneymaker in Europe. Yeah.
Let's see. Konami. Why is this browser so horrible?
So it's Contra, Metal Gear, and Castlevania. Other majors.
No, I think. And don't forget Pro Evolution Soccer. No. All right. Let's
I
see.
maintain it's Metal Gear, Castlevania, and Contra.
Oh, they have Silent Hill.
Oh yeah, that's the one I was thinking.
Let's see Wikipedia. Silent Hill. I mean, they do a lot of. They have Yu-Gi-Oh as well.
Yeah.
I don't. Yu-Gi-Oh is in a weird place though, because they produce the trading card game and the video games, but like Bandai Namco put out Jump Force and Yu-Gi was in that. So
Do you think that Konami eventually goes the way of THQ?
They have. I'd be okay with it. All right. Here's some. Konami is best. This is the Wikipedia page. Konami is best known for their video games, including Metal Gear, Silent Hill, Castlevania, Contra, Frogger, Gradius. Yu-Gi-Oh has video games, but that's not really important. Suikoden, Pro Evolution Soccer. Additionally, Konami also owns Bemani. Do you know what that is?
Nope.
Dance Dance Revolution.
That's important.
Beat Mania, and they also, as well as the assets of former game developer Hudson Soft, known for Bomberman, Adventure Island, Bonk, Bloody Roar, and Star Soldier.
Okay, so there are some properties there that matter, but like I think the only thing they've put out recently was Metal Gear Survive, which was absolute just trash.
Zone of the Enders.
Oh yeah, they remastered that. It's not a full.
Okay.
It's a remaster of the second game, and the only thing they added that was new was a PSVR mode.
So like, really, all I care about on that list is like, just free Metal Gear and Castlevania from their.
Because like, if they're not doing anything with them, give them to a studio who could do something new with it.
Yeah.
Because I think because Konami has made it clear that the only thing they want to do is make pachinko machines.
Yeah.
And if they're going to use these iconic video games, story-based properties, to just use the name and slap it on a slot machine,
Then
just license them out.
Yeah, at least license it out to other developers to make because that's just money.
Yeah, just say hey, we don't want to make this game, but give us a 60% cut, or I guess more like 50% cut of this game, and you can use the Castlevania license or something like that.
And Platinum would probably happily do Metal Gear. Give Castlevania to Yacht Club or something like that. There are tons of developers who would kill to have Castlevania.
Sega or Nintendo would easily take Bomberman.
Yeah, I think Nintendo probably more likely.
Yeah.
I don't know why Konami just refuses to not be the worst.
Well, and the only thing they've done recently, I keep telling you, is licensing. They allowed Metal Gear Solid 1 on the PS1 Classic. They put Snake and Simon and Richter and Bomberman in Smash. Bomberman wasn't a playable character.
They played nicer than Square Enix did in Smash.
Yeah.
Cloud doesn't have any spirits and only has 2 songs and a stage.
They didn't put. Then again, on the flip side, though, when it comes to Konami, with the exception of the Castlevania editions, Snake was only there because he was in previous ones, and I think it's also partially because they had Snake and Twin Snakes, so there was already that established relationship.
There was I think Sakurai and Kojima are friends.
Probably
too.
like,
And
because
so
was
like,
friends with like half the industry.
and so I think Kojima was like, "Hey, could you put Snake in Brawl?" And
That'd be cool.
Sakurai was like, and then he did it, and it was like, well,
This
I
was
guess we're
cool.
here now.
Yeah.
And it was like Sonic was added like super last minute, by the way. Like
Yeah.
that was like. That like Snake was always the third party rep, and then Sonic came in and was like, "You don't matter anymore."
Well, I guess as much as I adore Snake, when
Yeah.
it comes to the audience who plays Smash, typically Sonic's a lot more recognizable
Yeah.
than Snake.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. Well, this is what was weird for me about Snake being in Smash Bros. Was I was like, all right, he looks like a typical Call of Duty character. Like he doesn't
Like
look
your
like
army man kind of.
yeah.
thing.
He just looks like he just looks like he doesn't fit. And now having watched Metal Gear, I'm like, all right,
He fits.
I kind of see this. So like.
The ones I guess we already talked about this on previous ones, but
Yeah.
there are characters who are obvious shoo-ins for Smash that aren't in there yet. That I just question why they aren't.
Give me Sora.
Yeah.
Just give
Like,
me Sora.
like I know no shit against
Crash.
Persona 5, but like why was Joker your go-to?
Yeah, I think like Smash was like Persona is one of the biggest things in Japan,
Yeah.
and Smash was begging for a Persona character, and 5 was like just like the opportunity.
Yeah.
I
Like,
think
what-
like that makes perfect sense to me.
But there's other ones like why haven't we gotten? I think I keep going back to this, but Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil, he needs to be in the series.
So I think that there's sort of a. I don't necessarily disagree with you. I think that there is a line where Nintendo doesn't necessarily want a ton of like
Third-party reps.
third party reps, but also third party reps that are kind of tonally inconsistent. Because like Bayo is kind of Nintendo esque because it's just so ridiculous. Same with Snake in a way.
Yeah.
But like if you have Bayo, Snake, and Leon, that's pretty like
Well, I mean, I
there's
would
some
say
tonal dissonance there.
Leon's enough of an anime boy though that
That's
he kind of fits
that's
in
true.
there.
That's true. Yeah.
Like
I
it's different
just
if you
think,
try to put like
there's-
Chris Redfield in there,
Yeah.
it wouldn't work.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's true. I think like if we're getting a Resident Evil character, it's Leon.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of
Or even if we don't get a playable character, put some Resident Evil spirits in there or something.
something like that. Just
Or
like,
like
put Resident Evil in
An assist
Smash.
character or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
Crash, Spyro.
Crash would be awesome. I think Crash more than Spyro. I think
Yeah.
makes sense.
The Doom Marine is a pretty much a shoe-in, I think, at this point. And Steve from Minecraft is borderline guaranteed at this point.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Microsoft and Nintendo are playing nice. I wouldn't be surprised.
I agree with
Yeah.
actually that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Master Chief.
Okay. Steve's got a chance because he's got a shot because Minecraft is pretty much already on every platform that exists. Master Chief's their baby. I don't know if they're gonna let him in this game. Like I would love it, but
I don't know.
see it happening.
Sakurai treats babies well.
Okay, yeah,
That's
but
that, like he like if we're using the analogies of game franchises as babies,
Yeah.
like Sakurai is a really good babysitter.
he does. Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
it just I would be genuinely shocked if I see Master Chief pop up in this game.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
That also might be what they're going for.
That's true.
All right,
Yeah.
let's wrap it up.
What were we
'cause
talking
we're-
about?
E3. So
Okay, yeah.
I think you pipe dreamed Metal Gear Collection.
No, I know
Or
we went off.
you pipe dreamed MGS6, and then you were like, Metal Gear Collection.
Yeah.
So then we just started
He-
talking about Konami.
Even further
Here we are.
pipe dream, a Fox Engine remaster of Snake Eater on PS5.
That would be cool.
Fox Engine remake of every single Kojima game on.
Ever made.
Specifically Metal Gear, but like,
Metal
yeah, give me what was that Penguin game made on the NES? Give me that remastered on.
Every game that Hideo Kojima has a credit in.
Yeah, if his name is even somewhere near it, get a remaster.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
Konami's goodwill.
that's how Konami wins us back. Oh, I think we forgot about something. Do you think we see Death Stranding anywhere at E3?
It's
No?
PS4 exclusive, so no.
Yeah, okay. When do you think we see the next Death Stranding thing?
PS5 reveal.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be one of those
I don't-
cross-gen games.
I literally just like don't know what that game's gonna be.
I'm a little bit worried because from comments Kojima's made. Now, I do take them with a grain of salt because there could be some
Yeah.
translation issues that didn't
Yeah,
come
yeah.
across totally. But if this game ends up being like, there's rumors that it could have some kind of MMO component, and I do not want that.
Ooh. I don't know. I trust.
We're like
I don't know.
always
Kojima's
online.
Kojima's a competent enough game director that like if he did the MMO thing, then maybe it could work.
Well, I think it's
I
like
just don't know.
a component because when they said that, it made me think of in MGS5 how you have that whole nuclear forward operating base thing,
Okay.
and you just go in and take people's nukes and stuff like that. I'm thinking maybe it's like that.
Okay.
But if this game doesn't have a single player story focused campaign, or like a component, I'm gonna be genuinely surprised because I
Yeah.
don't see how
That'd be
this.
so weird.
It'd be weird to like for Sony to
You
be.
finally got to make your game with Norman Reedus.
And like Sony comes out, he's like, we got Kojima. He's got his own studio. It's a first party studio. He can make whatever he wants, and he makes this.
And
Like,
he makes this.
That would be genuinely Kojima though, for him to do something
That
you not
would be pretty
expect.
Kojima
Yeah.
would just be like, "Screw the system, man. We're doing it," and
Yeah.
then he
I'm
just
doing
makes
exactly
it.
what you don't want me to do.
Yeah, exactly.
You think I'm gonna do this? I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. So, what are the odds that Kojima finally puts out Death Stranding, and then he's like, "I really just want to make another Metal Gear game."
Can you imagine it's one long elaborate con, and this is actually a Silent Hill game?
Oh man, that would be so good. It's just like it's like at the end, you know how spoilers for the end of 4, I guess, of Metal Gear Solid 4. At the end of 4, you have the title of the logo of 4, and it turns into the red MGS logo,
Yeah.
and it's Metal Gear, and it's finally like the real Metal Gear Solid 4.
Yeah.
What if at the end they do kind of like an Avengers thing where like at the end you show the end the logo of the game and then it Thanoses out and in reveals Silent Hill.
Or maybe it's a secret Metal Gear game, and they do a Resident Evil 7 thing at the end where Chris Redfield shows. He's like,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he goes, I kept you waiting. And he just,
and it's just like Norman Reedus is like crawling through a friggin' mountain or something like that, and he reaches the top and he sees this helicopter and Snake comes down
Just
and,
reaches his hand
it's
out.
it's David Hayter too because Kojima and David Hayter finally made up and he reaches his hand out. Kept you waiting, huh?
I would scream. I'd be like, yes! And just like, I would throw down my controller, have to take a couple laps because I would be so happy.
I think more likely is like you don't see his face, but you see like the bandana, and then you finally.
It's just like him in shadow with the bandana, and you
Yeah.
hear the voice.
Yeah, that'd be so good.
Kept you waiting, huh?
Oh man.
Or we hear him go, Metal Gear. I'm like,
Oh, you better bet that there's gonna be some kind of reference to Metal Gear.
Oh,
in
there
Death
will be.
Stranding.
There will
There's like there. I bet that there's like you know how in Snake Eater they don't say Metal Gear a lot because like they're like Metal Gear.
they don't exist
isn't a
really yet.
thing.
Yeah.
But they say it like they say Metal Gear is like a conceptual thing.
Yeah.
I bet that they do the same thing where it's like because it's like in Snake Eater it's used as like the Metal Gears of science or something like
Or-
that.
I bet there's more likely like if you have gear, the name of some of the gears will be
Yeah.
like it'll be like metal like ... gear question mark. It'll be like,
That'd be so good, man.
or they'll name something after it like a Psychomantis
Yeah.
thing or Otacon or something. Yeah.
There's
We're such
gonna
fanboys. We were such fanboys.
There's gonna be so many Metal Gear references in Death Stranding, we won't be able to keep up with them.
Well, and this game is going to be so meta on its own too.
Oh, yeah.
Like knowing Kojima, it's going
It's
to be
just-
like Metal Gear Solid 2 level meta.
It's just like it looks so Kojima, and yet I still don't know what it is.
I just want to play it. I don't care what it is. I just
Like-
want to play it.
Like I just like my thing about Death Stranding right now is like yeah, I'm supposed to get that Kojima's weird,
Yeah.
but I need a premise.
Yeah, like
I don't know what the premise.
all
of
we've
this
seen
thing
is like floating people, some kind of Norman Reedus and a baby that does like finger guns
and a woman who like disappears.
Yeah, something like that, and like some weird mechanical
And,
arm thing.
What's his name? What's his name?
Troy Baker, he's in the game, isn't he? Troy Baker's in everything though, so that's really
No. There's another character played by somebody else. Is Mads Mikkelsen?
Yeah, he's in it.
Yeah. There's we know that Norbert Reedus and Mads Mikkelsen
And
are in this game.
Leah Seydoux, I believe she's in it as well.
Hmm.
She's a French actress. She was in Spectre, the latest Bond movie.
Oh,
She was in Mission Impossible 4.
Yeah, I like this concept of getting like Hollywood actors in video games. I think that's cool. I worry that it will put voice actors out of a job,
Yeah.
but I think we're far off from that. So
Yeah, we're still a ways off, especially since I think even though as great as motion capture is now, or performance capture rather, we're still a ways off from it fully replacing everything else.
Yeah. You still think Last of Us 2 is a PS5 exclusive?
I think it's a cross-gen. I think Ghost of Tsushima is a PS5 game. I think Last of Us 2 and what's the other one? What's the one you showed? I can't remember. Last of Us 2 is a cross-gen, and I think Cyberpunk is a cross-gen, like kind of like GTA 5.
Yeah.
That's both the major ones.
And
There's one of those
maybe
Sony one I
something else.
mentioned that I can't remember.
In any case, I think I'm still blown away by the fact that the E3 demo from this past year for Ghost of Tsushima was a side quest.
Yeah, like that game looks fantastic.
Legitimately one of the most awesome showings of a video game I've ever seen. Like it's hard for me to get engaged with a game demo on stage because I'm like, all right,
I just want to play it.
I just want to play it. And like Ghost of Tsushima, I was hooked. I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
It looks so good.
And when that one Assassin's Creed producer's like, oh, we're not going to do a feudal Japan Assassin's Creed game. It just doesn't work. I'm like, they did it. It already works.
Well, I don't
This is
know.
it.
Well, but Assassin's Creed is so specific.
They absolutely can do a feudal Japan
Sure.
Assassin's Creed game.
So my thing with Assassin's Creed will end on this. My thing with Assassin's Creed right now is what I don't like about Assassin's Creed Odyssey is they got rid of the hood.
Yeah.
You need the hood. You need the cape. You need them to look awesome.
They could pull that off in Japan.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
if they can pull it off in Industrial Revolution, they can pull it off in Japan.
So
Yeah.
just like stop getting rid of the things that make your franchise great
I
or
agree.
not great.
Yeah, EA.
Yeah. Gosh.
Yeah.
Make a Star Wars game.
So, to end on this, if there was one completely out of left field thing that you would want to appear at,
Okay.
not necessarily at E3, but just happen in the video game sphere, what would it be?
Do you have one right now?
I mean, I pretty much already said mine was
Okay.
the Metal Gear Solid, anything.
Just anything Metal Gear.
Anything Metal Gear, or
Um,
if it was to be one other thing completely out of left field, another Infamous game, because I don't think that's happening.
Okay, I have two things. One of them is just like, please give me faith in humanity again, and please give it to me. The first one is Sonic is now owned by Nintendo.
Mhm.
Just like, or Sega is owned by Nintendo. One of those two.
That'd be a weird twist of fate, kind of.
That would be. It would also be like, all right, cool. Like Nintendo has like every franchise it needs now. Like it could just like live and die by its own
Except
thing.
for Bomberman.
Nintendo doesn't need Bomber.
They don't need him, but it would be better than having like Konami.
I don't know. That's fair. Yeah. Just like Nintendo, just buy like Konami and Sega.
Yeah. And then Disney buys Nintendo.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that's the empire. Right
That
there.
is the empire.
And then all right, my second thing is it gets revealed that the video game out of left field thing is that Kingdom Hearts gets revealed like in the next Kingdom Hearts game, or I don't know. It gets revealed that there's a Square Enix verse.
And they're all in the same.
And they're all in the same like multiverse, and so in like Kingdom Hearts 5 or something like that, we get an Avengers level crossover where it's just a bunch of Square Enix properties.
You get
That would be
Cloud
sick.
and Sora and everybody team
you
up.
get just like you get that rotating shot from the first Avengers movie, but instead of the Avengers, it's like Sora, Cloud, Lara Croft, guy from Just Cause,
Agent 47.
Agent 47.
If he's
like,
not Warner Brothers.
like Noctis, like you got tons of characters to choose from. Like, do it, Square Enix.
Do it.
Do it. That's one of my pipe dreams. Also, just like do Metal Gear Rising.
Yeah.
Just do it. Like I don't know why it's so hard to just like do something that's really easy. Like Platinum's a competent developer.
Yeah.
You have money. Just
They have money.
they have money. Konami has money.
Yeah. Platinum's
Yeah.
got money too. To an
Platinum is in a weird. I don't understand their financial situation because they just do a bunch of third-party stuff. They don't have like first-party franchises.
Oh, they're second party. They don't. Isn't that kind of like Insomniac? To an extent.
Well, I guess I think of second party more as like a
Making exclusives for on like contract.
yeah, like second party is like retro at Nintendo, and like the Pokemon Company is second party.
Insomniac is second party to an
Yeah.
extent.
Whereas like Platinum Games is like an indie developer that just gets like farmed out projects.
Yeah.
Kind of like Bungie in a way.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, Bungie also was owned by Microsoft for a while until 2014 ish.
yeah, and then they split off and did Destiny.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, they would have split off in like
It would have been 2010, wouldn't it have been?
yeah, because Destiny came out 2014.
I think it was either 13 or 14.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Um,
Well, and then because Microsoft retained the IP to Halo.
yeah.
And then I know we already said I was done, but Titanfall 3, give me another one. Yeah, but
Okay.
like with a longer, lengthier campaign that was just as good as Titanfall 2. Because Titanfall 2's campaign is great.
Cool. Yeah. I enjoyed my like 2 minutes with Titanfall 2.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah.
Thought
All right.
about
We went a lot longer than we thought we would.
But still a lot shorter than usual.
yeah. That's true. We needed some levity around these parts.
We needed a mod to bring us back down to earth and talk about something gritty and indie.
Yeah.
Come on, mod, we need you, bud.
Mod, we keep talking about corporate stuff.
Keep talking. We keep going back to Metal Gear. You got to bring us back.
You gotta bring us back. Although eventually he's gonna watch Twin Snakes,
And he's gonna
it'll be
love
like, and then it'll be like Blackbird. So yeah, Sawyer, can you handle the social media?
So for social media, we are on Twitter at CastKate or at CASTCATE because we couldn't change the handle after we changed to the Lab Rats, but you can still find us by searching the Lab Rats Entertainment Podcast. We are also on Instagram at the Lab Rats Podcast, all lowercase for that one. And then if you want to find this podcast on other platforms, we are wherever you're currently listening to us right now, as well as on Podbean, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music / Google Play Podcast, whatever they're doing now, Spotify, and Stitcher.
Cool.
And YouTube, if I didn't say YouTube already.
Yeah. Next week is finals week. And I think we're planning on just running with our normal time.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong about that. So yeah, we'll have an episode next week, guaranteed.
We just don't know what day.
We just need to figure it out. I think the three of us need to sit down just with each other's schedules and make it work.
It will likely be between Monday and Wednesday.
Yeah.
One of those 3 days.
Yeah. Sawyer can't do Thursday. So
I can't do Thursday and every day after that. So it's
Yeah.
going to either be Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday when it goes up.
Is there any other housekeeping things? Oh, summer break is happening.
Yeah.
So I guess the main thing is we're probably gonna take a week's buffer to just like make sure
Things are good.
Things are good. And like, so like I imagine we'll probably skip I think it's the week of the 20th.
I think so.
is when we'll get out. Yeah, it'll be like we'll skip like Monday the 20th through like and then through the next week, and then we'll get back on track. We'll probably have a new schedule, but we'll tell you about that when we come out.
Which means inevitably this fall we'll have a new schedule too. But
yeah, we have to keep sort of working around each other's schedules. Yeah. I think once we move to a more sort of web-based version of recording, it'll get a little easier because we can do more remote stuff.
Yeah, and we can't totally talk about it, but there might be some better audio on the way. Theoretically. Less interruptions.
Yeah. Any other?
Do we want to talk about that thing that we're probably going to do in the fall?
Are you talking about the thing that starts with a C?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what we're thinking about doing in the lead up to Star Wars Episode 9 is recording. That's true. It's not the Episode 9. It's just the Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
Is recording some movie commentaries for, like we were planning on doing all of the chronological Star Wars movies,
including the spin-offs.
Yeah, and so we will probably. So what I'm thinking we'll do is just record them over the summer and like. Maybe
them, stagger them out.
Yeah, stagger them out over the fall. Like do one. Like we'll figure out a schedule or something.
Yeah, we got a 15-week semester, and if Star Wars comes out at the end of that,
it's 10 movies.
Yeah.
So like just
5 weeks
5
buffer.
weeks in. Yeah.
Or we test the waters with like doing commentaries for other movies. Like, hey, we were doing a commentary this week for.
We could do 5 commentaries of like random stuff, and then like.
Yeah. You guys tell us which one of the heroes to talk about. Maybe we do Twin Snakes. Maybe we can force a mod into it.
A mod just does Twin Snakes. That video game commentaries of like in movie style commentaries that just sounds too painful.
Yeah, especially since they're so long.
Yeah. Like MGS cutscenes are way too long for that. I don't know if I could sit through that again, man.
We can do. We'll talk about this off camera.
Yeah.
But that's most of the main things I think we need to talk about.
I think. I think right now that's good. Ahmad should be back next week, barring a disaster or something like that. He just had he's too busy.
The main questions that we want to ask you are, who would you like to see, within reason, guest on the show?
Yeah.
That including if it's people in the past. So like, for example, if you want Caleb back, if you want Taylor back, anybody else, if you're a BG student who you know who would be good on here.
If you want to come on, pitch us an idea.
Yeah. If you have an idea and you want to guest on the show, DM us on our social media.
Yeah.
And share it with your friends because we want the discussion to be just as great. We like to keep a good, clean comment section.
Yeah.
Which is also easy because there's not that very
not that many comments right now. Yeah. We're in the early episodes, so we'll make it.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Keep sharing it. We're trying to get on as many platforms as we can.
Yeah. So with that, I'm Ezra.
And I'm Sawyer.
Bye.